On Wednesday, Jay-Z and Beyonce's attorney, Alex Spiro, clarified to TMZ a few things. Because there's a lot of words in the street saying that, Jay-Z had sent a cease and desist to Piers Morgan, and he's clarifying that it wasn't a cease and desist order that they sent to Piers Morgan and company, but rather an ultimatum. Basically, the lawyer is saying the following, and we quote: "There's a difference between rumors and nonsense, and this goes beyond that. I told Morgan, remove the false accusations or a court will." Spiro also said to Morgan to make the right decision, noting that the false claims didn't just harm the Carters, but also silence real victims involved in an ongoing case that was simply too much. So, what the lawyer is arguing is that, well, first, there are accusations that are baseless and false, so Piers Morgan and company should remove that. The other thing that the lawyer is saying is, well, the ongoing case right now, encouraging victims that have been abused by Diddy and his wrongdoings and all that, by actually keeping or saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z are involved in those similar activities allegedly, is actually harming the work that is currently being done, which is to encourage the victims to come forward to speak on what happened to them to get vindicated. So basically, the lawyer just, told Piers Morgan, you remove it or else you'll see what's going to happen to you. And it sounds like a bigger threat than anything. And it's the Carters we're talking about. It's Jay-Z and Beyonce, powerhouse. Take a listen to Spiro interview with a TMZ, and we'll come back with our commentary.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can?
What do you make of this, friends? It sounds like the Carters are not letting anyone play in their faces any longer. As long as Jaguar Wright keeps her commentaries on small media channels, they are okay, not speaking up about anything. But should Jaguar Wright make foul accusations as such on an established platforms, example, Piers Morgan Uncensored, the Carters, so Beyonce and Jay-Z, will go tooth for tooth, not with Jaguar Wright because she doesn't have any money, but with the channel that hosted her. And that gets more interesting. So Jay-Z and Beyonce, went after Piers Morgan because, again, Piers Morgan is backed by Rupert Murdoch, and we're talking about Rupert Murdoch is worth billions and billions of dollars. So obviously there's more money to be made there. There you have it. Let us know what you think about all this in the comment below.